Hello, popcorn junkies. Sorry, I just couldn't help it. Alien. Alien is back. It's a trailer. It's the new trailer. Not a teaser trailer, but a trailer for Alien Romulus. Some franchises just, you know, even when they're bad, they're good. That's my feeling. So, Alien. Are you an Alien fan? Are you a fan of that in space? No one can hear you scream? No one can hear your ice cream? No one has ice cream? Something like that. Anyway, Ridley Scott, epic, classic, sci-fi fused with horror, wondrous. Then Aliens, the sequel. Oh, sir. James Cameron, probably my favourite James Cameron film, actually. I thought it was tight. It was tight. It was computer game-esque. It was intense. It was claustrophobic. It was fast. It was furious. It was violent. Then we had Alien 3, directed by David Fincher. It was all right. But I remember actually thinking at the time, back then, when was Aliens out? 1986, thinking, oh, Aliens is good. It was a good follow-up. I liked Aliens. Some people didn't, but I did. Alien Resurrection, 1997, directed by the guy who brought us Delicatessen. Do you remember that wondrous indie French film? Kind of surreal. Then we had Prometheus, and I thought, Then we had Prometheus. I thought Prometheus was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. Directed by Ridley Scott, Charlize Theron, a wondrous ship, those wondrous kind of original creatures, the white, big kind of things. And I don't know, it managed to resurrect, quite literally, that kind of excitement, the exploration, the horror, the team, the group, the unexpected deaths, the slow closing down of a crew. I like the crew thing. Yaphet Kotto was in the original. Do you remember? John Hurt was in the original. All that stuff. The wondrous moment when they did it in the original film. I've jumped back from Prometheus. But Prometheus, for me, kind of did that thing that the original Alien did, which was it gave us a sense of the team, the crew, the desperation, people dying because they were trying to rescue other people. I liked all that. And I always remember John Hurt saying that wondrous scene when the alien came out of his chest. No one in the room knew. They had lots of cameras rolling. They didn't know when it was going to happen, how it was going to happen, and so they kind of shot that for real. Then came Alien Covenant. First time I saw that, wasn't particularly convinced. I found Michael Fassbender a little bit kind of self-regarding. It was like suddenly he was the main attraction, and he was in it twice, because I think there were two of him. Is that right? I think there were. Wasn't wholly convinced. And now we have Alien Romulus coming at us. This is directed by Fede Alvarez. He did The Evil Dead, or Evil Dead, the 2013 version. But he also quite notably did Don't Breathe. Quite a crisp, inventive thriller/horror, in which the main sort of, if you like, antagonist, but also hero, was deaf. Was blind. Was blind and could only hear. That's right. Sorry, getting my senses mixed up there. So anyway, of course, there were the Alien Predator films. Didn't really get on board with any of those. I kind of missed those. I didn't quite get the idea of fusing these two kind of franchises together. So anyway, Alien Romulus, this looks good. This stars, interestingly, Kaylee Spaney, she of Civil War. I think she needed a bit more kind of method acting on how to hold a camera for that, but she was good. She played Priscilla in the Priscilla film of Priscilla Presley. This also stars David Johnson, and you might not know David Johnson. He was in a sort of very low-budget British film called Rye Lane, and I thought he was great, and I'm really pleased that he's crossing over into something like this, a huge franchise film like this. So it's directed by Federico Alvarez. This is set between the events of the original film Alien and James Cameron's 1986 Aliens. What makes this notable as a franchise is the fusion of sci-fi and horror, battered realism and spooky and kind of jump scary and all that kind of stuff, you know, flecked through. Let's not forget, in the original films with Sigourney Weaver's kind of, you know, gender politics, the mother's kind of revenge, the protection of the babies, the eggs, fertility, and all the rest of it. I liked all that. Impregnation, what have you, all that kind of stuff, really good. The only other film that I think that's been made in recent years that kind of comes close to this is a film called Life, which a lot of people didn't like, but I thought was excellent. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a good addition to the kind of sci-fi horror film. So without further ado, I've talked for ages, let's get on with Alien Romulus. Ooh.
Is this really where you want to spend the rest of your life?
You know I don't.
Then this is our only ticket out of here.
It's a squelchy sound. Ooh. Federico. Ooh. Great sound. Oh, that was good.
What's happening?
Something in the water.
Oh,
What do you mean
no.
there's something in the
I don't know,
water?
there's
Not
just
in the
something in the
water.
fucking water.
Don't show us too much.
Fucking thing's hunting us.
Open the door, come on.
Run.
Oh, very clever. I've got goosebumps.
Are you sure you want to do this?
That was a great trailer. I'm sorry. What a great stroke of genius to remove the sound right at the end so no one in space can hear you. And you're what was clever about that was it didn't finish the sentence. It didn't finish the strap line. So all that was going on in your head was you were saying, were you? I was. Scream, scream, not I screamed, scream, scream. And there was no sound. There was no sound with all the horror that was going on. The acid kind of dribble. It was brilliant. People looking over their shoulders. People not knowing where it was coming from. I thought that looked excellent. Excellent. It has all the right kind of set design, production design, the sci-fi, the battered interiors, the kind of cushiony interiors. Don't forget the original was made around the same time as Star Wars. It was the same set designer, production design team. It has that similar kind of vibe and feel. It looks good. There was a right amount of blood, a lot of screaming. And what about the moment where she's kind of MRI scanning or putting a torch through her fucking rib cage? You know when you put your finger against a torch and you see the blood and you go, I'm made of blood. Did you do that as a kid? You go, I'm actually made of blood. And it's quite funny. You can do it through your nose as well. You can see blood through your nose. But she could see the creature within the rib cage. I thought that was clever. I thought that was really clever. And then you had a lot of squelchy sounds, brilliant sound effect. I love a kind of sort of regular metronome-like sort of rhythm at the front of any trailer. Do you remember that film Men? Alex Garland's Men. In the trailer for that, they had a brilliant kind of metronome-like beat. And I thought in this it was great. Oh, this looked brilliant. This looked fantastic. Who's going to be the robot? There's always a robot. There's always AI, isn't there? There's always a clone. Which one is it? I've got a feeling it might be a young chap from Rye Lane. He's got that sort of impassivity. I thought that looked excellent. And I have to say, the moment I bought in, a little bit like with the Jesse Plemons moment in the Civil War trailer, when he said, what kind of American are you? And I was like, I bought my ticket. For me, in this, it was at the moment when you say in space, no one in space, no one can hear you scream. And then it goes quiet. And that montage, that suggests to me, we're in the hands of an incredibly crafted, counterintuitive filmmaker. What about you? You as excited as me? And if not, why not? Eh?